Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day. And having done all to stand, stand therefore. Wherefore taking unto you the whole armor of God. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day. And having done all to stand, stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day. And having done all to stand, stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. I'm going to talk about preparation today and how much that word has always meant. The in the natural, I want to talk about how even from childhood, when it was known and displayed a time to start giving children things to play with, they designed toys to target certain audiences. And they would have, for the girls, they would have shopping carts with the toy food, and they would have the Barbie dolls, the baby dolls, the strollers, the kitchen sets, the coloring books. And if you didn't have no money, then that big old Sears catalog that you used to get for free, you would just cut out the models out of there, cut out the clothes and pin the clothes and make paper dolls if you was creative. And with the boys, this is a further time back. I'm saying girls and boys in the way it was initially planned. I'm not talking about now, and I'm not trying to offend nobody. But for the boys, they made like the little soldiers and the guns and you know, the little stuff to dig for the for to plant stuff in the garden, both women, girls and boys. Um, they had the little swords and the helmets and the all the stuff that would gear them up to go to war, to go to war, to guard their homes, to be the protector, be the one to um, be the more aggressive. With the girls, they was preparing for motherhood. They was preparing to be homemakers. They was preparing to be feminine. When they got a certain age, they would get hula hoop, and that would teach them to move their hips, and actually trauma is in the hips, to not only move their hips, but to learn how to balance their body. It's really a fun thing to do, but actually it had a technique to it. And it was a technique some more so funny. She was saying when a girl get a certain age, the mama put her on a porch and she'll give her a hula hoop, and the hula hoop would be like to show her how to move her body, for when she get married or whatever. She didn't say when she get married, I'm saying that. And then she said, and then the little girlfriend would be like, put it around your neck. She was so funny. I like her. Anyway, preparation. I like how when we're getting ready for a cookout or Sunday meal, or when you're ready to throw down, you put your meat where you can uh first season the meat real good and let it sit, you know, put it in a Ziploc bag to sort of seal the seasonings in, take the fork and, if it's a steak, take the fork and put little holes in it so that it can sort of absorb the seasoning. You don't just put it on the grill if you planning on throwing down. You give it a chance to um where's that word? You give it a chance to, I'll think of it later, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You give it a chance to marinate. And same with, if you are planning on sending your children off to school and in America, talking about college or, something beyond, or private school, then you know how much it costs. You know you're not going to want to take out a loan. You're not going to want to take out a loan. You're going to try to train them to get good enough grades so that they can get a grant. You're going to try to invest in them as far as when you see a sport or when you see something that they have gravitated towards, that you can invest in that, that you can sort of, if you're a good parent, that you can say, hey, you know what? You're too good in that. You know what? I think we should get you lessons. I think we should get you a tutor. I think we should, um, sort of open that up for you just in case you decide that it's something you want to get into. It'll be up under your belt, and you can have professional capacity to it. So you sort of pour into your children, and you also get their mind ready to accept the fact that, hey, school's not over after 12th grade. I want you to further your education. Or so we have to prepare financially. We can't be just paying bills. We have to also have a little fun to the side, something that we don't touch, can't touch. And I like how it says here in the full armor how it's a preparation of the gospel. When I thought about gospel this morning, because the Lord brought to my mind preparation, He told me to say the full armor as I went into my teaching this morning. And as I thought about the word gospel, I thought about good news, the good news. I said, I'm going to look up the word, the gospel. But when I think about it, I think of the good news. I think of someone bringing forth a word when I think of gospel. So then when I looked up gospel, I'm going to keep my eye on this thing. When I looked up gospel, it said, The term gospel from the Old English Godspell, mean good news, primarily refers to the foundational message of Christianity, the good news of salvation through the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. It also describes the specific written accounts of Jesus' life. So you can also say the gospel is the Bible, the word. Okay. And when I think of preparation, I also think of readiness. So, as we all know, all of us on us as God's children, we all know that when we come to God, that when we answer the call, we all know that God, He heals our land. That's one of the first promises that He give us through the the uh the word. He heals our land. And if my people who are called by my name would turn from their wicked ways and seek my face, then he'll heal their land. And when he heals our land, that don't mean we'd be like, okay, yes, I will accept the call, but I got this I gotta go to the casino. So can you start healing me while I'm there? And while you at it, can I hit big tonight? Um, okay, yeah, I'm going over my girlfriend's house. I know I'm married, but I know you're in the process of healing my land. So can you do it quietly while I'm over my girlfriend's house? Uh yeah, I know that I'm getting my land healed and everything, but I got things to do, you know. So can you like heal my land while I'm doing those things? Because I ain't really got time to spend with you. I ain't trying to really follow you or nothing like that. But I say yes to your will, yes to your way and everything, but just, I got stuff to do. He cannot heal your land unless you do what comes before that. That's turn from your wicked ways. Because we are of sin. We sin daily. We're just um we're from the earth, we're from the dirt, and to the dirt we shall return. So everything else in the middle is sin. That we're sin. And the Lord, He has to clear creating us a new heart, a new mind, spiritually mature us. And when He does that, we have to be seeking His face. Now, we are going to be praying and calling out. We're not going to be like seeking His face by just saying, "Can I get this? Can I get that? Can I get?" No, we're going to be doing what those children are doing with those toys that they're playing with, that has become a part of their release time. These things, they're not like things that has come to burden them. These are their release time things. These are things that they do when they're not having to do homework, when they're not having to um when they're not having to like that slam there. When they're not having to do housework and little tiny thing. It's so cute. Um No, they do it in their spare time and they be having fun. They be like, finally, I can get to my toys. What am I cooking? I'll take this little plastic thing here, that little refrigerator, get some milk. I make eggs. And the little boy be ducking behind his bed. I don't know now they be on their phone doing it, but still. I'm talking about back when I was little. They be ducking behind their bed like pew 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 pew. Taking their little things. We going back in time, y'all. We taking their little toys like pow 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 pow. Behind the thing. I know that this gun could penetrate that. Pew! You're dead. Cause it goes through the mattress. You cheating. And they just having themselves a good old fashioned time. The moms with the daughters, they be picking through beans. They take the bad beans, put it to the side, take the good beans, put them in the bowl. They be chopping the collard greens. Something I used to do with my grandma when I was little. I hated doing it, but I'm glad I did it now. But still, chopping stuff. And in the meantime, they be talking. You don't know those be the best days. They be talking. She don't realize she's getting life lessons. He don't realize he's getting life lessons. Even on the game systems. Let's say the guy, he wants to be a pilot and he have all this gaming stuff about pilots and stuff that he's practicing, but in his free time it's a game, but actually he's also getting his mind steady. What practice does is it creates confidence. It creates confidence because you feel like you have been preparing for this. You feel like you know the angles forward and backward. You feel like even if a surprise come, you're ready because this is something that you do for fun. Like I do that for fun. So preparation for the gospel of peace is just like I've been saying, is that still place, the first gift that you're given as God begins to heal your land is a piece of peace. You get a piece of peace and it grows in you as your land is being healed. And I just now got a image in my mind of somebody pulling back a rake, and I got an image of a rake and dirt as I was saying that, healing the land. So I just got the image of a rake pulling back dirt and then someone walking and putting seeds in the ground. And so as he's healing your land, he's breaking up all of that hard trauma, all of that um games that's been played that has been now seared into your mind that look, this is not, people ain't real, this is a game. So he's pulling back that dirt with the rake and he's breaking it all up and he's planting seeds. As he's planting those seeds, healing your land, this is the beginning process of it. This is starting to feel like peace. It don't feel like your heart is hardened. It feels like something is breaking up in you. Something is happening here. And you say, hey, you know what? I'm starting to feel less tension inside of me. And then you As you go to him, he done started planting seeds. We don't know what the seeds is for. We don't know that the seeds being planted. We just know something's starting to break up in our chest. We just know that we starting to feel lighter. We're not feeling as heavy. Trauma brings heaviness. It brings a heaviness, a weight on your shoulders. It brings ulcers. It brings worry. It brings wrinkles. But when you break it, or start breaking all that stuff up inside of you. When he start humbling you, letting you know that, hey, it's something different going on. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. I cannot pretend like I know what's happening. All I can do is continue to do what I was told, and that is seek his face. Okay, so I have to go to prayer. Okay, I have to do what he sent me to hear people. I don't know if it was church for you, it was online for me. I don't know if it was um somebody in passing told you, but he always send messages to us. They're not always through dreams. They're not always through visions. Everybody don't have that. And that's a gift that develops because it takes time for you to trust your own discernment. It takes time for you to be in a place where it's just your you and God, and it's just only when you see a vision in your mind, you're not thinking to yourself, oh, that came. I remember when I was watching, or just like look over it. You don't look over it because you know that it means something because you've been getting close enough to God to know that. And as you're preparing, as you're preparing for war, as you're preparing to go and uh, go get dinner, go fishing for the household, and put in the worm on the line or whatever, and you prepare, you get your stuff together, you get your reel, you find out how to do your throw. As you prepare everything, anything that you want to be accomplished, you have to prepare for it. And as you go to him, those seeds start to get watered. That seed start to get sun on it. That sun that shines on you, they say that sun has vitamin D, but it also has healing properties in it. It also makes you feel more energetic. Can you imagine like being asleep and really, really wanting to be asleep? You are hungover, and here comes the sun shining through. That's why a lot of people have darkened uh curtains. Be like, I don't want to see the sun till it's time for me to get up, because that's gonna wake me up. It's gonna make me want to not go back to sleep. Sun shining all in your face, in your place. But when you open up the curtains and you want to see the sun, it has that sort of, it's a new day. And that's when you go to his feet and you're seeking his face and you get that sun on you and you get water. Oh God, I had a hard day. My manager, ooh, I can't stand my manager. And then they be grouping up, playing kid games. They be wanting somebody to be cool with them. I just want to go work, make my money. They want me to be play cool and stuff. Man, it's been a long week. I'm glad I got 3 days off. God, you be talking to God, and he be just pouring into you like, Sun be shining on you, and blah 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 blah. And then you get up, you be like, one day this weekend, I want you to take the fast, okay? All right. Yeah, I do it on Sunday. Okay, that sounds like good. I want you to take that and fast, all right? All right. That's going to re-energize you for your week. And you got some things coming up that you don't see. But he don't say all that. All he says, I want you to do this. And obedience is better than sacrifice. It's better to be prepared for something to go wrong because God told you to fast. Then something go wrong, and then you have to ask God to help you out of that situation. It's better to not allow the situation to penetrate you in the first place if you would have did what he said, because he saw it coming and you didn't. Preparation of the gospel of peace is the truth of peace, the good news of peace, the good news of joy, the good news. Somebody come to you be like, I got good news and I got bad news. Which one you want to hear first? I'll take the bad news because you want to be cheered up by the good news. Okay, well, the bad news is I'm not gonna be able to take you out to dinner on Sunday. But the good news is because I'm fasting, and so I know that since the Lord told me to fast, there's something coming up, and I'm not gonna have to worry about certain things or whatever. What you mean that's good news? That ain't good news. I wanted to go out. When God do something, He don't do it halfway. He makes sure that He instructs you whether you do it or not. That's another thing. He prepares you. He prepares you when you don't know that you're getting prepared. I just thought about the Karate Kid movie, Mr. Miyagi one, and the boy was preparing. He was preparing him, but he thought he was just doing chores. He thought he was just using him to clean up his place. And when he got real fed up, he like, you know what? I'm tired of you. Every day I come over here. I'm thinking I'm supposed to be coming over here to do karate. I've been coming over here for 2 months. It hasn't been 2 months. It's been 2 months. And all I've been doing is painting, do your car, scrub, do wax on, wax off, painting your fence, painting your bedroom, painting this, doing that, putting up bricks, moving bricks, standing still on one foot, and uh, catching, trying to catch flies. And I ain't learned nothing. I'm tired of this. I'm not coming back over here. Find somebody else to use. Come here. No, come here. What? Wax on, wash it off. Pay up, pay down. Boom. Now he's seeing that all this means something. Stand on one foot while you doing it. Try to kick him, try to hit him. He can't get him. And then when he has been learning something, then throws him his jacket and say, "See you tomorrow." I might be mixing both Karate Kids, but still, I had hit my son onto Karate Kid, and I was like, "Put this on your playlist." He finally had watched it. He liked it. The one with Jaden Smith, not the one with the the original one that I like more. And that's how God is. You'd be like, God, you told me that this is it's not that I'm hungry for people to watch me or nothing like that. I'm not looking for fortune and fame. I'm not trying to be famous out here. I'm not trying to be rich. It's just that who wants a zero people for after 2 months? I ain't trying to have no big old crowd, but I just don't want to be uh uh what's that called? Invisible. I don't want to feel like nobody see me at all. I'm not even looking for no, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you want to be seen so bad. I'm not asking for nothing nobody else wouldn't ask for. Somebody, anybody, not one person in 2 months. Like nobody wants to see you. Like, is my button turned off on live when I go on live and the main AI part is that like turned off or what? And then when my live post is like it won't go over 50 people. Sometimes it won't go over 15 people. It's not like I'm like, oh, come on, somebody view. I need a whole lot of people view. It's not like that. It's just that is my stuff going out? That's what I want to know. Am I, putting time out? And he's like, just like Mr. Miyagi, you're learning something. Some things are supernatural. Some things are so supernatural that it leaks into the 3D. People don't know what you're going to say when you get online. You are a truth teller. You are a loose cannon. Don't nobody speak to you. Can't nobody really talk to you and say this and say that. You're going by what I'm saying. And you're coming from a place of trauma. You coming from a place where you could not say anything. You're coming from a place of being around people who want to control everything. So you held your tongue a lot. So now that you're in the place where you're with me and it's just me and you, I'm trying to teach you what can be said, what cannot be said, how to just hold on to me, how not to elaborate so much, how to stay in one lane. It's so much I have to teach you. And I have to teach you it live so that you can know that this somebody is going to hear this, somebody's going to be affected by what you have to say. So you have to lean on me. You have to learn how to just lean on me. When I tell you to say this, I don't mean elaborate. When I tell you to say that, I don't mean you thought about this after you said it and then you say it. Preparation. I want you to enjoy your service to me and know that what I have done, what I have put forth, that someone needs to see it like that so that they can take notes and say, you know what? When I do this, I'm gonna make sure that I stay on the subject. I'm gonna make sure when I do this that I'm not gonna take the whole hour explaining one thing. I used to do that. I don't do that no more. I'm gonna make sure when I do this that I have good lighting or whatever they take from it. I don't know. I can't speak for anybody else's mind or what God is molding them into. See, we only have one chance at life. Sometimes we only have one chance to make a first impression. Sometimes we make a first impression at our worst, and people will look at us and be like, they'll never make it. They'll never make it. That's an easy lick right there. There's a mark. Go ahead and put the mark on. That's a mark right there. Okay. Moving on. But then they see you 6 months later, be like, I don't know. I don't know. Let's keep an eye on that. I'm not really sure. I see something, but I don't know. I'll check back into that later. Then they see you a year from there, be like, that's the same person? Huh. Yeah. I can see it now. I can see it now. But they can't be saying all that because look, it's too many people. Uh-uh. But yeah, I see them. I see them. I see them. But I can see somebody all up in their ear. I can see that they still under somebody control. I can see this. But if they make it, yeah, give them 6 more months. Lord, you be thinking it's your season is coming up. Lord, you told me, am I going the right way? You're going the right way. You're going the right way. Keep going, keep going. Do what I told you to do. But if I do what you told me to do, then this is gonna happen. That's why I told you to do it. So I could see your faith level. Okay, I will. I'm planning on doing it, God. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. But before I do it, I still need to do this. I still need to do that. Okay. Like I hope you make it. Because see, I see that heart and you don't. I see those intentions and you don't. And you thinking you waiting for Thanksgiving to come before you do what I say do. And I'm telling you to do it because of Thanksgiving coming. You think you waiting so that you can start the job and get a first check. And I'm telling you to do it so you don't start the job so that you can do this and get better than that. And you don't have to go through the extra stuff on your way. Not to mention the people that's going to try to detour you, the people, the spells and stuff, or whatever that might come, that might try to destiny swap. And because you are going against my will, you are semi on that territory. And because you're not only going against my will, but now you're entertaining different things, you're not hot, you're not cold. I don't like lukewarm. And the further out you get, the easier it is to put you in a box, to put you in the washing machine, ring around the rosy. And you look up, be 3 years later, talking about God, I'm ready. Well, I didn't call you again. You might be saying you're ready out your mouth, but you can't be ready in your heart until he draw you. But he loves the backslider. But like let's saying that he see your heart and you done been doing stuff you ain't had no business doing. You in new age stuff and doing all kind of stuff. Like I'm not really. These demons starting to attack me. Yeah, I moved my boyfriend in, and he is a part of the same thing. But even though he's here, I still don't. I don't want this no more. I just want to be secretly going towards you, God. But yeah, but I didn't call you yet. He loves the backslider, but your heart have to be ready. It can't be just your mouth service. And to prepare, to prepare and readiness. I like how this particular explanation is. Preparation is the process or action of making something ready in advance, putting things in order, or the state of being prepared. It involves organizing, gathering resources, making arrangements, to ensure readiness, efficiency, and confidence before taking action. See, with us, when we're children, when we're born again in the Lord, and we're children, to see that girl, and I was proud of my nails. Anyway, and we're children. The first thing we're doing besides getting our peace and him breaking up all this, if he sees that we are getting attacked, even while he's doing that. So he's constantly trying to give us tools for us to be more ready for attacks, be more um, stable in our prayer life. One of the greatest things you can do against in spiritual warfare, and you, even if you don't even know what's going on. I didn't know what was going on. I had no idea, but I stayed praying, and I also started journaling because that was a tip that somebody had said. God sent me to certain pages, certain creators, and they had gave the tip of journaling, how they used to journal, and how much even journal your dreams and stuff, put that in your journal. So I started journaling. And that was one tool that he had gave me. Then I had heard someone else say to start meditating. And that was a big one. That was a big one because between meditation and celibacy, being in your own, and nobody's all in your ear or whatever, your discernment, it gets bigger and you can actually hear clearer. You can actually stay inside of your peace, stay grounded in your peace. And it just really trains you how to trust yourself, to because the enemy, he has a voice. You, you have your own voice. You have your conscience. You have your desires. And God, his voice is a still small voice. And when you first start hearing the enemy will be talking to you, be trying to imitate God, you be thinking, oh, I can do that. Other creators come and they be like saying stuff and it sound good. That's how they putting it. And you haven't gotten to the place where you can discern those voices. But when you're meditating and you don't have nobody putting you down, you don't have nobody making you second guess yourself, you don't have nobody um, making you look at your past self. You are grounded in God and who He is calling you to be, not who you was. That person is a different version of you, several versions back. People don't know how you're thinking and developing. And by the time you get where God is ready to present you to people, just like you were sent to people, He sent people to you. By the time He's ready to present you, you will be a version of yourself that you didn't even know could exist. The way you think, the way you even eat, the way you even stretch. Stretching is very important. The way you exercise, the way you pay attention to your body, your calories, the way you handle your sexual energy, because you could actually be celibate and sin all by yourself. But you can also take that energy, sexual energy, And as time goes on, it's not like, oh, okay, now when you finally get married, oh, now you dead inside or nothing. No, no. No, that's not true. But you learn how to take that energy and you learn how to pour it into yourself in a different way. Just like how if you don't have vision, your hearing gets better. You can hear somebody walking, you can tell which side they on. You can tell if you walking with a stick, you can tell if something's coming up in front of you. Well, instead of taking the energy, and putting it, you know, in that area of your mind and in your body, you take it and you pour it into yourself and your self care. You take it and pour it into your hobbies. You take it and pour it into your meditation. You divide it up into different things. And then you don't start watching porno. Well, I'm celibate, but I still have to do this and still. No, you don't do that because it's still lusting after people and it's still, so I didn't say release. You can't release. I didn't say that. What I'm saying is the porno part. Now I got a porno addiction because I'm celibate. That's what I'm saying. I didn't say nothing about release. So y'all don't even think to get on me or, whatever. I know ain't nobody gonna comment. So anyway. Don't let her know we're here. But you take it and just like with everything else, just like people be like, how can you be so cold hearted? How can you finally, you know, let people out of your life? How can you just be alone? And it does. It takes a lot of being alone. Even though you enjoy being alone, you still love hard. You love the people that you are in your life. You love, I don't care what they did. You see past that and you look at all the good stuff that they did. So you just be like really tormented there. But you take all of that and as God talks to you, and you take all of that and you start creating, well, God start creating this new version of yourself. And it's molded into that. Your strength, your layers. An elephant, he's not the king of the jungle. But I bet you when he come through, they move. Cause he got that tough skin. He's big, he's bold, and he can knock something over. He just all he gotta do is come through. And that's what God do. He put layers on you. An empath, we have very, very love is very, very we're sensitive. We allow a lot of stuff that people be like, if you told them half the stuff, be like, oh my God. Why you ain't been gone? Why did it take God? Why did it take a spiritual awakening? They tried to off you. They said that you wasn't raped when you said you was raped. Great. They let the person come back and stay with them. So you had to run away. How could you even forgive them? Let alone have to wait till a spiritual awakening. But all people know is the fact that you never said nothing about nothing. You always praise the person. So when you do, they be like, how could they do that? Well, that's dang, you know what I'm saying? They fake all that praise, all that da da da. They don't know when they gave you something. They don't know certain things. So you just, but now when you are in your private time and when you do go there, you're able to remember those things And you're able to take all of that feeling of guilt or the shame or whatever, and you're able to really, really understand, see yourself as God see you, and understand that it's unacceptable to accept certain things because it keeps you feeling like you are low. Can you imagine Queen Elizabeth taking certain things and being respected on her throne, her respecting her own self? No, certain things have to go, and certain things have to be, they call it alchemized, like taking putty, how they do, and then they have the wheel and they start creating, creating, creating. And it takes a while for the image to form, but they're creating something with their hands. They're taking the clay, one thing, and they're making it into something completely different. But it takes training, it takes skill, it takes preparation. And once the image is made, it still has to sit. It has to sit. It has to harden so that it's not melted as soon as somebody put a little heat on it. Like, oh Lord, melted to an ashtray. It was a vase. Like, Lord, did you see them in my conversation? They was talking about this, they was talking about that. Oh Lord, and you done melted all the way down to the ground. Be like, Lord, I thought that was an elephant. It ain't nothing but an ant. I'm an elephant through and through. And the preparation of the gospel of peace. Peace that surpasses all understanding. Some people don't even get that peace until somebody passes away. And then, just like when somebody is really, really, really hurt so bad, God is so good, their body just go unconscious. You can be in so much pain, your body will just go unconscious. God won't let you feel a certain level of pain. You see a certain amount of blood, you just go unconscious, be like, oh my God. You wake up, they be done operated, you good. But some people, they have to actually lose somebody. Even if they're not saved, God be like, I'm not going to let them hurt to that degree. That'll break them completely. He put peace past it, all understanding, like a certain part of your brain go unconscious. And it put peace there. Not joy, just peace. Drop peace there so that you can go on, so that you can deal enough to get out the bed. This is a very strong prayer. When Paul made this armor of God, this was for his adversaries, and this is a very, you imagine prayer being strong. You imagine God's word being strong. And you imagine all that Paul went through to get to Rome, to try to spread the word, and did, and did. And here it is. This is what we put on to prepare ourselves. Going out into our day. People say how time is so short. But I tell you, if you go into your day and you're with your adversaries all day, you are with your ops all day, you are it's just like it feels like it's drawn out. When you got to deal with situations you don't want to deal with, it feels like it's drawn out. It's better to be prepared than to, after the fact, pray for deliverance from a situation. And this is the prayer that certainly prepares us for the day. It is our armor, and the more you put it on, the more you understand how powerful it is. And I want to leave you with this. Everything you see going on in the world, and it's a lot, it's not an illusion. Gas prices is real deal, Holyfield. That is real. I just had to pay for a Uber, and the prices has went up because of those gas prices. Really went up. To Walgreens and back. Well, to Walgreens and back, $30. Walgreens is not far from where I stay. $30 I had to pay. And, you know, it's hard to have any kind of anything, savings, save anything. But two, but God keeps me. I don't have no complaints. So let me stop. God keeps me. I was able to do it. So I'm grateful. God kept me. But um with everything going on, there's some things you just cannot do anything about. And because there's some things you can't do anything about, it's no sense in developing uh ulcer. It ain't no sense of your blood pressure going up. It ain't no sense of, I know I'm talking like an old lady now, your blood pressure going up. But it ain't no sense of you getting a headache. It ain't no certain things. The best thing you can do is go to God, pray about it. And what I love is that he said a mustard seed of faith. That means just all you have to have faith. You gotta develop faith as time goes on. But a mustard seed, all you gotta do is think about what he's done for you in the past to have a mustard seed. Give it to God and enjoy your life. You have one to live. Every second counts. Have a great day. I love you, and God loves you so much more. Peace.